My name is Devika Desai. I am a sophomore here. I'm a communication major with a filmmaking minor. Something that I don't think people know about me is that 90% of the clothes that I own are either thrifted or hand-me-downs from my mom or my brothers or just any family member. These jeans that I got from my mom. And fun fact about these is that she got them when she was in college and she gave them to me when I came to college. And they're now my favorite jeans I own. My roommates would ask me, where did you get those jeans from? And I would say, my mom or my brother. Once I realized this, I decided to continue with this process because, like I said before, fast fashion is something that is incredibly damaging to the environment right now, and it's a step that I can take in making the earth a better place. If you go to Kenya, there's huge markets of secondhand clothes, and it can be name brand clothes from like name brand stores like Dior or Gucci. Seeing the amount of like mass clothings that are there and how it's being dumped into these countries for them to handle is disheartening because we're the ones who have to pay for the repercussions of these bigger countries. So my family is originally from India, and as we know, many of these fast fashion companies have their, like Shein or literally any, have their manufacturers, or these clothes are made in India through child labor. And it's very costly to these countries because children are literally being forced to make these clothes for a very low pay. The residue of these clothes are left in these countries, which in turn affects the climate of these countries. Not only am I interested in thrifting, I also have a small little side hobby, which is sewing, and I try my best to, sew my own clothes, which I'm still learning, but it's getting there. The person who taught me how to sew is my mom, and the primary school I went to was very hands-on in terms of the main focus was creativity and working with your hands. So I learned how to sew, knit, crochet, all of that in primary school from a very young age, from the age of 5 to 6. Sewing is a very big part of Indian culture and Kenyan culture, and not only sewing but just like handwork, whether it's beads or embroidering. Most traditional things from Kenya are beadwork, and most traditional things from India are embroidered. So I would say it has a big part in the culture. So when I'm thrifting, I would say I wouldn't call myself a perfectionist at thrifting, but I would say I'm pretty good at it because I usually try to look at all the sections, even the men's, because typically men have better clothing. I would say my style doesn't follow trends because most of the clothes I own are hand-me-downs, and I build my style around the clothes I get, not following trends or like what's in the latest magazine or what's famous on TikTok. Now knowing that 90% of my clothes are hand-me-downs, I'm gonna try and make a conscious effort to keep that, and hopefully I can pass it down to my kids and it can be a generational thing. It's okay not to follow trends. I know it's easier said than done, but in the grand scheme of things, clothes are clothes. You can still be stylish with having hand-me-downs, so that's the way to go.